Hi, it's Emily. We're still learning the Old Testament and the first book of the Bible, which is Genesis. Remember we talked about the word covenant, and promise is another word for covenant, except it's much more important. And you know that the first covenant is with Adam and Eve. God told them they were to join together as one flesh, meaning a marriage, husband and wife. And then their blessing was their children would fill the earth and rule it. And Adam lived to be 930 years old. So Adam and Eve had a lot of children. But because of their disobedience, eating from the tree of good and evil, they were banished from the Garden of Eden because they caused sin to enter the world. And that caused death to enter the world. And remember their first son, Cain, killed their son, Abel, and Cain's soil was cursed, so he had to go far away and find food, and he left his family. But remember, Adam had many other children, and one of Adam's sons, Seth, grew up and had a son named Noah. He was God's favorite because he didn't do evil things to others. Well, after Cain left and all of Adam's other sons and daughters married with Cain's sons and daughters and grandsons and granddaughters, God became very angry because all humans were so wicked and sinful and doing evil things on earth. So God said he regretted making humans, which means he wished he had never made us humans. He tells us those very words in the Bible. Now, the sound of the Hebrew word Noah means he will bring relief, comfort, and rest. Remember the curse put on Cain's soil? Well, God did the opposite for Noah. He had a special plan for Noah. God blessed Noah with a lot of success in growing things, especially in raising grapes for wine. And then one day he came to Noah and told him to build a huge ark, which is just another word for boat. And he told him exactly how big and exactly what kind of wood. It's a special wood. And he told him to bring his wife and sons and their wives and 2 of each animal. And then God made it rain for 40 days and nights. All humans and animals drowned and died, except for Noah and his family and animals. Once the rain stopped, Noah sent a dove out, but the dove came right back to the ark, so he waited a bit and sent another dove, and he brought back an olive leaf. So Noah waited a bit longer and then sent another dove who never came back at all. So Noah and his family, along with all the animals, got off of the ark, and all the water was drained. And then Noah built an altar to worship God, which is why God made the second Genesis, or second covenant. Even though God decided people will not live long lives, they will die after 120 years old. But his favorite of Seth's sons, Noah, who was Adam's grandson, he had a special plan for. And after Noah made an altar to worship God, which made God very happy, he spoke to Noah again, and he gave him the second covenant. It is God's covenant made with Noah for him and his family. He told Noah never to eat meat that still had blood in it, because blood had life in it. He tells us in the Bible that blood has life in it in that story in the Bible of Noah, and the story of Noah in the Bible, because it was a very important thing for us to know. And he told him that never was any animal or human to kill a human being, or they would be punished. And that's when God tells Noah his special promise. And in the special promise covenant, he says he will never again destroy mankind through a flood. And he said that the reminder of his promise is in the sky as a rainbow. We are God's children, and he doesn't want us to do wicked things. And he wants us to love our neighbors and family and bring them into God's family. And he wants us to stay away from evil. And the best way for us to do that is to marry and have children with others who follow God's rules. I don't like to disappoint my parents, and I don't want to disappoint God, because he loves me and he loves you. He wants us to spend time with him, at least one day a week rest, and worship God. And he tells us to marry and become one flesh with one man and one woman. He tells us to love our brother and to bring others to our faith as Catholics. If we follow God's rules, we will make him happy, and he will give us special graces. Don't forget God loves you very much, and don't forget to come back again. Bye!